In this episode, we're going to talk about 6 common Amazon FBA mistakes and how to avoid them. What's up, guys? You're listening to or watching another episode of Selling on Amazon with Andy Isom, which brings up a quick reminder that if you're watching this on YouTube, I also have this available on my podcast, Selling on Amazon with Andy Isom, if you prefer to listen while you're multitasking or doing other things. And if you're listening to this episode right now on the podcast, this is available in video format with some on-screen stuff that I'm going to be going over. So if you prefer to sit down and watch and see the content for yourself, you can find me over on YouTube. Same thing, AMZ with Andy Isom. Okay, let's jump right into the 6 common Amazon FBA mistakes and how to avoid them. The first mistake that people make, that students sometimes make, that listeners make, or that people that I talk to who are trying to sell products on Amazon make, is inaccurate product research. The mistake is that by not conducting thorough or enough or the right type of product research, you could be selling products with low demand or high competition or low profitability. Here are 3 keys to avoid making this mistake. The first is to obviously use a product research tool. Now, my 2 favorite tools, the tools that I use the most, are Jungle Scout, which you can find right here. I've got links to discounts to Jungle Scout on my website in the description, andyisom.com, and Smart Scout. I actually use both of these software tools for different reasons. Jungle Scout allows you to see really good data on keyword research on very specific products and how many units and sales they're getting on Amazon, whereas Smart Scout has really good market data. So you can see big picture data for a specific niche, a category, or a market. So again, I do like using both of these software tools. I do have discounts for both of these tools. So if you're interested in either of these tools, again, there's links on my website. Now I've got more videos on my channel to show you how to use these tools. We obviously don't want to go deep into that in this video. We want to keep it short and sweet. So if you want to see how to use these tools, specifically how I'm using these tools, you can check out those videos. I've got them here on my channel, and we'll have more videos coming out in the future about them as well. The second tip to avoid making this mistake of inaccurate product research is to check seasonality. That's another big mistake that new sellers make, is they don't understand that a certain product is having really strong seasonality right now. You may be going into Jungle Scout or Smart Scout or whatever tool you're using and saying, okay, right now it's the month of May, June, July, whatever it is, and you're doing product research and you're filtering for products with high demand and low competition. You might find a lot of great products, but those products have a really good opportunity as of right now. Right now, the data is showing, maybe it's today or the last 30 days, the data is showing, wow, this is a really good opportunity, but you're not checking the seasonality to see like, oh, that's because it's a really hot product for the month of May or when school gets out or back to school or Christmas time. And so you spend the next few weeks or months probably getting that product made, finding suppliers, then you go to launch it, and now it's 6 months, 8 months later, and you're wondering why, where's all the demand? Where'd all the sales go? Because again, you forgot to check the seasonality, so please make sure you're doing that. And the third tip to avoid making the mistake of inaccurate product research is to review competitors' listings. Guys, it's not just about going on Jungle Scout or going on Smart Scout and doing the product research and figuring out, okay, what keywords are being searched a lot or what products are selling a lot, but you need to actually understand the competition that's out there. Who is selling the most? Why are they selling the most? A lot of people just see like, oh, this brand sells a lot, this product sells a lot, but why? What is it? Is it the price? Is it the quality? Is it the features? Read reviews, really assess the listings, assess the products in your market that you're considering getting into, and really figure out what is it that you need to do to be different to separate yourself from the competition. Number 2 mistake that I see a lot of people make is ignoring Amazon's fees. Now, that mistake could be that they just forget that there are certain fees, or they don't really understand what all the fees are, how they're calculated, and how they're going to impact your profitability. I see a lot of mistakes where people think they have a great product idea, or they see a great opportunity out there, and then they go and they find a factory that can make it. They hurry and order a sample. The sample looks good, so they order a bunch of inventory, send it off to Amazon, start selling, and then they look at their bank account, they're like, crap, I'm not making any money 6-12 months later. They can't figure out why until they finally decide to really dig into their fees and numbers and realize, oh crap, this product was never going to be profitable to begin with at the current price and cost and everything. The first tip to avoid making this mistake is to use the Amazon revenue calculator. I sometimes call it the Amazon FBA calculator. You can come and use it for free, guys. Just search on Google Amazon revenue calculator. You can enter in any product, so enter in a competitor's product that's most similar to yours. And when you scroll down here and you choose Amazon fulfillment, make sure it says Amazon fulfillment. You can see the breakdown based on what sales price you put in. So if you say, I'm going to sell this, baby toy remote for $15.99, here's what all the fees are going to be. Here's what the referral fee is going to be, the fixed closing fee, the fulfillment cost. If there's any add-ons that you want to do and have Amazon, do label or bubble wrap or something, which I don't recommend, by the way. You need to put in your shipping to Amazon cost so you can, estimate that. You need to think about, okay, what's the storage cost? Is it going to be fourth quarter or is it going to be the rest of the year? That's going to change. You'll see here the storage cost. You need to put in the cost of your actual goods. So include in that like the cost to get it made, the cost to get it shipped from your supplier, any tariffs or taxes and all that kind of stuff, packaging costs. You want to include all of your costs and run it through the Amazon FBA or revenue calculator to really see, okay, what is my actual potential profit margin for this product? Before you go start spending money on samples, before you go start spending money on inventory, make sure you really know all of the numbers here on this screen and what they mean and how to calculate them so that you have a good, accurate, information for your product. Now, again, we've got more episodes, more content to really help you understand how to use this. We're not going to get into that in this video, but again, there's more info on my channel or in my podcast to learn more about that. The other tip to avoid making this mistake of ignoring Amazon's fees is to stay updated with Amazon's fee changes. Guys, this is the biggest benefit of my weekly Q&A call. I've been doing this call for over almost 4 years now. Every single week, I do a 1-hour call with all of my coaching students. I talk about Amazon news and updates, all the changes that are coming that week, whether it's fee changes or, regulation, compliance, features. Every week, I'm keeping my students up to date on all of the changes. I'm talking about what's happening in the news. I'm talking about trade wars with China, antitrust lawsuits, what's happening with Temu, what's happening with Walmart, what's happening with other platforms. I'm answering questions. I'm talking about what's working, what's not. Again, this is my weekly Q&A call. It's included for anyone that's in my higher level coaching programs, but you actually can watch my weekly Q&A call if you want. It is a Patreon subscription. There's a link on my website, andyisom.com, or you can actually listen to the podcast version of the weekly Q&A call. But guys, stay up to date on the changes, because if you start your Amazon brand right now and you never think or know about what all the changes are happening behind the scenes, you could be selling for a year or 2 years and have no idea about everything that's happening and changing behind the scenes with your fees. And then you wonder, where's all my profit going, or how do I need to adapt and change my business? Third mistake that a lot of new Amazon FBA sellers make is poor inventory management. Guys, this is the most difficult part of managing your business. And we've made this mistake tons of times of having too much inventory and having too little inventory. And here's the crappy part about this business. If you have too much inventory at Amazon, you're going to get hit with extra fees. If you have too little inventory at Amazon, you're going to get hit with extra fees. So you need to make sure that you have the proper amount of inventory at Amazon at any given time for all your SKUs. How do you know how much inventory you need to have at any given time? You need to track your numbers. Now, if you try to just use Amazon Seller Central and business reports and the stuff that they have on there, it's really quirky. It's honestly, it's a terrible system. You'd think Amazon would get their act together with how much money they're making from us and build a good backend, but they just simply don't care. At least that's how I feel about it. So using a tool like Sellerboard here has been an absolute game changer. All of my students use Sellerboard. Our agency clients, we require that they have Sellerboard. You can really track your metrics, but you can also track inventory. So you can use the inventory planner here. You can see how many days of stock you have left. You can prep shipments and plan ahead for when you need to place a reorder. What are your lead times? How much inventory do you need to reorder your stock, properly? And then again, here, I'll just show really quickly in Sellerboard. They've got all the stats and metrics here. You can see, how many sales you've gotten in the last 30 days for any specific SKU. This dashboard here in Sellerboard is my favorite thing to check, because I can see where I'm at as of today right now, sales yesterday, month today, a forecast through the end of the month, how we did last month, so you can compare side by side. And then you can see for every single SKU, how it's doing, how are sales, how are profit. And you can change that by clicking on one of these different tiles right here, and it will change all the data down below. You can also click these more buttons and see all of your metrics from Amazon, real ACOS or tacos, unit session percentages, all the good stuff. So you know where your business is at. Are sales increasing? increasing, decreasing for specific products or not, and have a really, really good understanding. Guys, I've got a link again. I got the hookups for all of these tools for you guys. I've got a link for 2 free months of Sellerboard. So if you want to give Sellerboard a try for 2 months free, check out my website again. You'll see all those links to help you guys out. Fourth mistake that new Amazon FBA sellers make, or the most common mistakes, I guess, that I see, is neglecting product listing optimization. This is one of the big benefits of our agency is we include SEO, listing optimization, right? Search engine optimization with our PPC management service. So not only are we helping you optimize your ads and get your ads performing profitably, but we pair that with SEO because we know that they go hand in hand. So many sellers will, type up a title, type up some bullet points, put in some photos, and then just call it good and never look at the metrics, never track the rankings, never look at the keywords, never see how they can split test or optimize listings to improve SEO and organic ranking for those keywords. So in order to avoid this mistake, you need to, number one, do your keyword research. Again, going back to Jungle Scout, do your keyword research, figure out what are those keywords that relate mostly to your product, that are getting the best, searches on Amazon, that have the low competition, and make sure you know what those keywords are so you can put them in your listing in the appropriate places. The second thing, guys, is images. Make sure that you have high quality photography. Something that we do too for our agency clients a lot of times is when we onboard with them, if their product photography is not up to par, we redo all their product photography for them. We're actually going through that process with one of our clients right now because that's going to play a huge factor in your conversion rate. So you need to make sure you're always looking at your photos of your listings and seeing if you can improve those. And it's wise to always run those brand experiments and split test those images to see if you can increase your conversions. Mistake number 5, guys, is poor PPC advertising management. Guys, mismanaging your Amazon PPC will break your business 100%. Amazon advertising, we call it PPC, is critical to your success, especially as a new seller. If you've been selling for less than 2 years, likely most of your revenue and a lot of your sales is going to be driven by PPC. And so if you're not good at PPC, if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to do the campaigns and optimize and adjust placements and bids and targeting, you're going to waste a lot of money. If you thought that, ordering inventory from a supplier was expensive, maybe you spent $3,000 or $5,000 on inventory, spending $3,000 or $5,000 every month on ads and not making your money back is going to really pile up quick on you and could potentially crush your business and completely eat up all of your cash before you're ever able to make a profit. The number one focus after you launch your product or products on Amazon is PPC. You need to become a ninja at PPC. Now, this takes time. It takes effort. It takes testing. And here's the thing, guys, most of you will lose lots of money learning and testing and figuring out PPC. Now, I'm a huge fan of people learning how to do it on their own. That's a very valuable skill set. But if you're not one that wants to learn, is willing to learn, or maybe just doesn't have the skill set to be good at that, you need to outsource it. Whether you outsource it to our agency or another agency, I don't care, but please make sure someone who knows what they're doing is managing your PPC. The sixth and final mistake that I see Amazon FBA sellers make is ignoring Amazon's policies. People think that I can just go find whatever product I want and, order a bunch of units from some supplier in China and then send it to Amazon and sell and make lots of money. There are a lot of policies, regulations, requirements, not only, regulated by Amazon themselves, but by the US government or whatever government you're a part of if you don't live in the United States. So you need to make sure for whatever the product you're selling, does it have lithium batteries? Is it for babies or kids? Is it for animals? Is it ingested? Is it, a food or a supplement? You need to understand what the policies, the regulations, the requirements are for whatever the product is that you're going to sell. And please make sure that you understand that before you spend money with a supplier. Too many people overlook all this. They don't even know what a CPC certification is. And then they start going and ordering a bunch of inventory from a supplier because they think, I'm going to sell baby clothes or baby toys. And then they get down the road, their factory is not compliant, they haven't done material testing, they don't have a certification, and then they get shut down by Amazon. Now they're stuck with all this inventory that they can't sell because they overlooked the compliance. Please make sure you're looking that up. You can see all these compliance documents on Amazon through Amazon Seller Central. You can also just Google it a lot of times and just learn and really spend some time researching what are regulations and requirements around the products that you're thinking of selling. Guys, I hope this this podcast episode or YouTube video was beneficial for you to avoid these common mistakes that a lot of FBA sellers make. Guys, I promise you, if you can avoid these 6 mistakes, you're gonna be in a much better place than probably a lot of Amazon sellers out there who are rushing through this process, not understanding all the ins and outs. And then again, they're running into these roadblocks down the road after they spent months or years and thousands of dollars, to try to get their business started. Guys, we've got more videos on the channel, more episodes on the podcast. We've got courses, consulting, agency services to help you guys out. So wherever you're at, whatever you need, you don't have to pay for services or programs. We've got free content to help you. Just check out the website, andyisom.com. We've got stuff to help everyone. And if you're not sure what you need help with, there's a quick little form survey there on the website, and we can connect you with someone on our team and they can talk to you and see what's going to be best for you. All right, guys, once again, I'm Andy. You're listening or watching Selling on Amazon with Andy Isom. We'll see you in the next episode.